Hello everybody, how is everyone today? Today's warm-up is going to be based on the Poulenc Sonata, first movement. So there's various things in here which are very tricky, so to warm up with some of those ideas and techniques to get us ready for this piece should be helpful in preparing. It's quite a popular piece. It's on grade 8 syllabus, on the diploma syllabus. So it's something that's played a lot, but that doesn't mean it's not difficult. So there's lots of challenges which we can have a look at. Just to say that this is actually going to be the last live warm-up that I do. I've done quite a lot, and so I'm going to just go down to once a week, starting tomorrow. So Friday will be known as Friday Flute Fix, if you can say that 100 times. And basically it's going to be like the question and answer, so I'll answer any questions that you have about flute, technique, repertoire, warm-ups, anything that's on your mind about flute. I'm happy to answer all those questions. If I don't get any questions, I will do a warm-up video that is related to a study or a piece or something, and so you're hello, and you are welcome to watch those videos at your leisure, because they won't be live, but they'll just be uploaded every Friday. So if you have any requests or questions, please get in touch with me via Facebook, which is Roderick Flute, and on Instagram it's Rod Flute. Hi. So that's what's going to happen from tomorrow. So it won't be a live video tomorrow, and it will just be once a week. But I hope to do those for quite a long time. So it's going to be a feature every week on the Just Flutes YouTube, and we'll also put it on Facebook and Instagram. So please do keep watching at your leisure, and re-watch all these live ones if you want to get back into warming up every day. There's all the exercises that we've done. Feel free to re-watch them because they'll still be on the channel. Okay, so let's launch into Poulenc. I might go through it in a little bit of a, not from beginning to end, just because there's some things that arise from the middle section which we could do first. You're most welcome. Thank you for watching. So, if you've all got the Poulenc Sonata, let's skip to this part at figure 8, where we have this happy saraband, as Wib called it. So it's in 3/4. And the tricky part about that one is getting those little notes quite snappy to the next beat. We don't want to have a lazy rhythm there, but something quite snappy. So practice an F major scale with that little figure in there. So we did do sort of turns and things in scales as a variation. Like that, just for the fingers, but this one will work on sound and the rhythm and fingers together by doing it in the rhythm of the Poulenc. So can we do that together? Just wiggle the fingers, dum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. So you're going up one note as your main note each time, but you're doing 2 quick notes above it So one more time, I'll just show you a couple more. And make sure that the fingers here stay close to the keys and move very softly, so no banging and clanging. So let's try F major with that rhythm, and we'll go all the way up to the top F. And then coming down. Okay, so everyone got that? Should we try it one more time? And with the long notes, really sing through them, whether that's with or without vibrato. Just a really good sound that connects and phrases to the next note. So try not to let the sound go. Like, don't go back and forth, but just keep that sound all the way through. Let's try that again. Good. Okay, so that's one thing that happens there. It goes up. We also have ones which come from below. I don't know if you can see. Dum, ba-da-dee, like that. So let's just do the same scale, just for ease of brain. But this time we go below and then up to the next note. So it'll be F, E, F, G, F, G, A, like that. Let's try that one. 1, 2. Okay, so those are two that you can try, which just like combine scale practice with tone practice with rhythm practice as well. So it's quite a good thing to do if you haven't got much time, just to sort of combine all those things together. The other type of scale that we can practice are all these sevens. So when we have that bit near the beginning and it keeps coming back, and we hear it on an E, on an F as well. So it's worth practicing it on all the notes. So if we took C major as a starting point and we started on low C and we did 7 notes scales, so it's basically, it's 8 effectively, it's the whole octave, but it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. So if we think in the groups of 4 plus 3 first, and then we'll do a whole load thinking in 3 plus 4, and then you're meant to try and make that as a 7. But with 7s it's quite a long time to think in that whole stretch, so I like to break it down first as a 4 and a 3, because if you think of 7 syllable words, like, what is it? artificiality. It's quite hard to think of that if you're playing notes and things like that. So just think of 4 plus 3 for now. So let's do 4 plus 3, and it's going to be quick. And then we'll start. I'll just do a couple. Something like that. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 1. Ready, go. Okay. So I just keep getting bubbles. Now think of it in 3 plus 4. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So that it doesn't have to go that much faster than that, to be honest. It's nice when it's really together with the piano. So try not to hold the first note. That's often what happens. And then the rest get sort of squished in, and then the piano's doing a nice even 7. And so it doesn't really line up. So if you can practice those really evenly, it's going to sound really good with the piano when it goes together. So that's how I would approach that. Just do your scales in that kind of 7 feeling, with that crescendo up to the top, so it sounds exciting. And that's features throughout the piece there. The other type of scale, it's a bit scale heavy today, I'm sorry, but there are lots of scales, is based on, what is it? That bit often gets a bit messed up as well, because it's quite awkward with the fingering. So we practice that way as well. So basically it's dee da da da, and then you just go back 1 note, da 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 da. So we can do all of our scales like that. So just going up 4, coming back 1 note, up 4, come back 1 note, up 4. So if we did it really slowly on a low C. How it works, and do practice it really slowly just to get the fingers. And so you'll notice when you go up to top A and you do that dee da 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 dee da da, it's the same as the Poulenc. So that's the purpose of doing that one. So if we try that just a notch faster, da 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 dee da 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 dee dum. And I just thought of this exercise today, so I'll probably make mistakes as well. So just see how you go. But it's good to try and think of new exercises all the time. So let's try that. So just the same thing, but a little faster. So da 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 da. if you're feeling confident to do so. Otherwise you might start to set up tension in the hands. So gradually build that up. And so when you get to that point in the piece, it's just a small part of that whole scale that you've done. And your brain will know that pattern. And practice that in all different sort of keys. So you could do it on another key. For example, D major there. So that's just works your brain a little bit harder. Okay, so that's the scale elements of that. For all the other types of scales, you can think of some other exercises there. For example, there's 3-note patterns, which is really nice. It's like almost like Debussy, this bit. You could do a 3-note system there. For example there, so you're just doing like an A major scale, coming down with 3 notes and coming back up 1 note each time, just like it's written there. And because there's a lot of those 3-note ideas. Alright, so that's the scales. Next is negotiating the first note. So to get a nice soft high E, we've done this before, but it's always worth doing it on a regular basis. It's the reverse harmonic. So all you do is finger top E, split it down to the lower notes, the ghost tones, and without getting louder, try and go from a soft low note up to the top E. So for example, and then re-articulate so your lips remember exactly where they're going. So remember, we're using the airspeed and the lips together. Okay, so let's try that together. Just finger high E and lift, so push the jaw forward, bring the lips slightly closer together, keep it soft, and increase the airspeed. Okay, so you're ready for the beginning of the piece, but let's just practice that on some more high notes just to really warm up the embouchure. So let's go for top F. Okay, and let's have a top G as well. Okay, so that's good training for starting the whole piece. What's the next exercise I have? Yes, it's where we have dee-da-dee-da-dum, dee-da-dee-da-dum, which comes at just before figure 4. We've got all these drops. Dee-da-dee-da-dum, dee-da-dee-da-dum, dee-da-dee-da-dum. And so practicing that on harmonics. So you can do that all as a low C harmonic, the E and the C there. So let's just try that. So we want to get up to the 5th harmonic of low C. sounds like an E, and go between the fifth and the fourth one. So thinking of just a small jaw movement and a slight airspeed change. Okay, so that's giving you an idea of what you need to do when you actually finger that out. Let's do the same on a D flat. So we get to the fifth. Now fifth and fourth. Okay, and now let's try another harmonic fingering. So this time we're going to introduce the low note as well. So the dee da dee da yum. So we're going to do A and F, the third harmonics of those, which will sound like E and C. So we'll go dee da, and then E. A, F, E. I'll show you a couple of those. Okay, so you've got to remember to allow the airspeed to drop a little bit more for that E, because if you don't, you'll get the sounding B. So aim the air slightly lower as well. Okay, so let's try that. So A, F, E. Okay, so you can gradually speed that up. And then let's finger that out normally. Then you can, it's much easier having done all the harmonics. So that's something you could try. And yes, the double tonguing bit with harmonics first. So the top note there is a G flat or an F sharp. So that's going to be the third harmonic of your second B. So B in the stave. And so if we get up to that third harmonic, and we'll just double tongue on that one. So okay, so once you get used to doing that, we're going to go chromatically down with the harmonics, but keep coming back to the F sharp one. So it'll sound and then one more, so we get to B flat. Okay, so let's try that together. So find your F sharp one, start double tonguing that one, and then let's do the chromatic. Okay, so you could practice that all the way down as well. It's good to practice going from a high note, double tongued, all the way down to a lower note. Okay, so that gives you your airspeed and your direction. Then just try this passage here. Where is it? It's hard to see in the mirror. There we go. So this bit here. So if you've got the music, let's just try that, but let's do it on one note, slurred, with a real attention to beauty of sound. Okay, quite comfortable dynamic as well for now. and play. Good, and then let's do it one note still, but on a poo. And one more time. So each note starts with the lips like that, like spitting watermelon pips. And then just do it on a t, remembering your embouchure shape. Okay, and then on a coo or a goo. Okay, and then put them together. And you just gradually make that faster. And keep going back between slurred and tongued if you find it tiring. So you're just constantly comparing slurred and tongued, and that should give you some reference point for the sound quality there. And you don't have to be super soft there, but try to make it light as possible so it accompanies the piano. So practice it comfortable dynamic mezzo forte and start bringing it back down once you're comfortable and you've got a good sound. Good. And that's about it really. Obviously there's lots of musical things you can work on, but those give you some warm-ups to get ready for the technique part. And so you won't be struggling so much through that, and you can work more on the music as you practice the piece. Good. Let's just check. Thank you all for your comments. So yeah, does anybody have any questions about the Poulenc Sonata? Hi. So if you have any questions, please do either ask them within the next minute, or I can answer those on some of these Friday flute fix sessions. So please message me on my Facebook, which is at Roderick Seed Flute, or on Instagram at rodflute, and I will incorporate answers to those questions every Friday, and it won't be at 2 p.m, but the video will be uploaded at some point on Friday, and you can watch it anytime that you like. And all these live videos will still be archived on the playlist on the YouTube channel for Just Flutes. So watch any of those back. I've put titles on each one so you know what they're all about. Can we find your book on an e-version? Oh yeah, like an e-book. I believe you can on what's that? Indiana University Press website. IUP, that's the publisher of the book, and they have an ebook. So it's like, I think it's like $9.99. I'm not sure. I think it's just possible to download like a normal. I don't. Also, Google Books as well, I think, has it. Have a look though on IUP first, because that's probably the best place to look. That will be a proper version of that. Other retailers might have an ebook version, for example, Amazon, and all of those. But I'll look into that as well, and but I think that's the main one, the IUP. No problem. So I'll let you get back to your day. I hope that's warmed you up, and I'll see you every Friday, hopefully. And please don't be shy to send in any questions that you have, and I'll try to answer them. Okay, so see you soon. Thanks for watching.